In this video, I'm going to show you 6 really good examples of Amazon Premium A+ content for products in the consumer electronics category. These A+ designs use social proof, product benefits, and storytelling in a way that increases sales, reduces returns, and elevates perceived value, which allows you to have higher conversion rates at higher prices, making you very profitable on Amazon. My name is Manoli from Your AMZ, and our team has designed hundreds, if not thousands, of Amazon listings for over 50 multi-million-dollar brands. Before we jump into the first example, let's quickly overview the Amazon value equation. This is inspired by Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, and all of your Amazon listing content should follow this framework. So it's going to be very helpful when we're looking at our A+ examples and why they're so effective. So number 1 is the dream outcome. What this means is this is the core outcome your customer wants. And so we want to be showing that in our Amazon listing. Examples could be lose weight, get better sleep, softer skin. These are dream outcomes. Number 2 is the perceived likelihood of achievement, of achieving the dream outcome. So what this means is the customer believes your product will do what you claim. And ways that we can achieve this is showing before and afters, showing product awards, and showing credible testimonials. Number 3 is the value per dollar. This is something I personally added. And what this means is the customer believes they're getting more for their money. So this could be long lasting and durable, higher quality, higher potency, or even multiple use cases. Number 4 is clarity and confidence. So the customer clearly understands what they are ordering. This could be product dimensions, what's in the box, or compatibility with their iPhone or Android, for example. Our 5th variable is lower effort and sacrifice. So we want to tell the customer that you can achieve the dream outcome. We're going to make it believable, but also there's very little effort and sacrifice needed on your end to achieve that. For example, easy setup, easy to use, space saving. And then our final variable is the time delay. So we want to lower the perceived time or the actual time for when the customer is going to achieve that dream outcome. So that could be works in seconds, right? If you have a skin solution that makes your skin soft in a matter of minutes, that's something we want to call out. That's a lot different than it works. You have to apply it every day for a year to get the result. Also, same day shipping. So not something you're going to position in your listing, but getting the product the same day is going to help them achieve the dream outcome quicker. That's just use Amazon FBA, right? That's going to help you get that. And then something like arrives pre-assembled. So if someone's ordering a new bed frame or a new bookshelf, if it comes pre-assembled and it's the same price as something that requires assembly, well, you're going to have the dream outcome quicker, and it's also going to be lower effort and sacrifice. It's going to make that dream outcome happen quicker. For an in-depth breakdown of the value equation, check out my video, 6 strategies to increase Amazon conversion rate. I'll add a link in the top right of this video. Okay, now that we've covered that, let's jump into our first example, the SKYVIEW lamp. Now, SKYVIEW hired us a few years ago to design their Amazon listing pages, and we had a lot of fun with this one, but as we're looking at this right now on screen, let's talk about what makes this listing design so effective. So this is the top of the Premium A+ design, and what you'll notice is that we are leading with the dream outcome, and we're leading with touch points that add to the perceived likelihood of achievement. So right? Meet the world's first human light. We're just describing the product, but over here, originally designed by NASA engineers to keep astronauts healthy, right? The dream outcome for this customer is they want light to optimize their health. So we're calling out that this was originally made for, astronauts to be healthy. SKYVIEW harnesses the power of the sun to improve your everyday wellness. We're just calling out what the customer wants to hear, right? They want everyday wellness and they want health. Now, what I'm doing next is I'm backing that claim with credible authority to increase the customer's perceived likelihood of achievement. So number 1, designed by NASA engineers, right? If you have something that powerful, you have to call it out. And second, I'm adding 6 different awards and credible partners that this product has to make it have even more authority and have a higher perceived likelihood of achievement, right? Because we can say that it's going to make you healthier, but at the end of the day, how does the customer, what makes them believe that this light is actually going to improve their health? Adding all these design awards and adding these credible partners, right? And showing that this is built by NASA. Now, third, what else are we doing? we are getting the customer to stop scrolling, to actually engage with the content by making it very visually interesting. So it's one thing to call out the dream outcome and to call out, different touch points that make you credible and have authority. But if no one stops to actually pay attention, it doesn't matter what you write. You actually have to get customers to engage with the content. And so we're getting very creative with premium A+ capabilities here by creating a larger than usual banner, a thinner banner. And then as we scroll down, we have a header that leads into a carousel. And these connect with the above module. So as you can see, the number 1 here with this line, as you scroll, we have number 2, number 3, number 4, and we're telling a story here with this carousel about how light affects your health and what the science is. Now, science is a little bit feature focused more than benefits focused, but that was sort of the positioning of this brand. And then one last point for this premium A+ design is that this design is optimized for both desktop and mobile devices. So according to Statista, mobile customers make up over 50% of your traffic on Amazon, actually between 50 and 60%. And that number has actually been steadily going up over the last 5 to 10 years. As you can see here, this is my Photoshop file for SKYVIEW that I had built for them. And, I have the designs right here. So, you can see here, this is the desktop design we were just looking at. We've got our carousel here that swipes right, our images and, another carousel here at the bottom. But what we have here at the top is actually the mobile design. And so, yes, we have, more cropped visuals. We have slightly less text, but on a mobile phone, this is going to be very much legible. And so we're not going to lose 50 to 60% of our customers on mobile. We're not going to lose that 40 to 50% on desktop by just optimizing for mobile. And that's what's unique about Premium A+, is that you can actually have separate designs for both desktop and mobile in a world where Amazon you have split traffic 50-50 almost between mobile and desktop. So when you're just using basic A+ content, you have to choose. And what ends up happening is that you either have text and visuals that's too large on desktop or it's too small on mobile. So that's one of the biggest benefits of Premium A+. As you can see here, we've optimized this design for both, and it looks great, and we're touching on all of these different points in the value equation. Let's move on to our second example of Premium A+ content in the electronics category. The second example is a Premium A+ content example I made for the brand Revolution Cooking. They sell an awesome touchscreen toaster that uses heating algorithms to toast anything to perfection. Now, let's talk about why this design works so well. Once again, I'm leading with the dream outcome, perfect toast. Now, you don't always need to be this explicit, but it doesn't hurt. This is also a product heavily targeted towards families, since it adds an extra element of fun to the kitchen. And so to speak to that demographic, I've intentionally led with an image of a child using the toaster, having fun, and making a grilled cheese, as you can see here. This first module is actually a thumbnail, and it's a thumbnail for a very effective product video. So I'm going to play the video here in a second, but the video communicates speed, which touches on the time delay aspect of the value equation. The video shows a lot of different use cases. You'll see smoked salmon, bagel, waffles, grilled cheese, avocado toast, and more, which touches on the value per dollar aspect of the value equation. Obviously, high quality production and editing elevates the perceived value, which is necessary for, in this case, a $400 toaster. So as you can see here, I'm going to click play here, and we can watch a little bit of this with some volume. So different use cases, value per dollar, demonstration, additional features, faster heat, time delay, locks in moisture, dream outcome, it's tastier. Additional capabilities, value per dollar, dream outcome, ease of use. So it's just a great product video. Now, scrolling down, you'll see I'm also upselling the customer into, actually before I touch on that, just here again, faster, Instaglow reaches full heat in seconds, so we're touching on the time delay. Tastier, Instaglow sears your bread for the perfect crispy on the outside, yet soft and fluffy on the inside texture. This is the dream outcome, tastier toast. Scrolling on, you'll see I'm upselling the customer into the bundle. So the bundle comes with 2 accessories in this case. It comes with a panini toasty press, and it comes with a warming rack, which I'm prominently featuring on both the standalone toaster listing and the bundle listing, A+ content, trying to compel customers to choose the bundle. So here is that toasty press feature, and then here we have that warming rack feature, showing all the different things that you can warm with it: pizza, brownies, cookies, easily warm pastries, right? Effort and sacrifice. So this is kind of an upsell strategy. And, for the standalone and the bundle, we're showing this exact same module here, and that's intentional, right? We want to get customers to click on the bundle, or if they're already on the bundle, we want them to stay on the bundle and give them a reason to buy the upsell. Overall, you can see the consistent red-orange background using the brand's colors throughout the entire module. The idea here was to create something visually unique and memorable. Since the bubbles are within this red-orange canvas, I was able to create cool effects like the toasty press here popping out off screen, off the bubble. And so we're getting a little bit of that brand identity, a memorable design that's going to stop the scroll. And it allows us to create some really cool effects and, be memorable, elevate the perceived value to justify that $400 price point. Our third example is the Google Nest, which is a digital thermostat. And I'm just going to touch on a few points here. They're leading with turn up your savings. This is a, dream outcome, but also a value per dollar aspect of the value equation. And it's simple. I love simplicity because you try and pack in too many visuals and too much text, and you're going to end up confusing the customer, or you're not going to have them stop their scroll and actually pay attention to what you're saying. So simple graphic, simple text, turn up your savings. With this product, customers want savings and they want convenience for, scheduling when the heat goes up, when the heat comes down. So they're leading with one of those 2 dream outcomes, but it also touches on the value per dollar. Hey, you're not just getting scheduling, you're also getting savings, right? As we come down here, they actually use the text feature of A+ content, which I don't typically do because I like to incorporate branding. But why it's smart if you choose to go this route is because the text will format automatically for mobile. And so, again, you have the desktop optimized and you've got the mobile optimized in a world where traffic ends up getting split 50-50. And so, ideally you have this mobile optimized with branding, but if you have a lot to say, in this case, they've got some references, maybe they want to keep their copy consistent as a large brand, you can add a little bit more copy and keep it legible on both desktop and mobile. Another thing they're touching on here is compatibility. Compatible with 85% of systems. This touches on the clarity and confidence aspect of the value equation. We want to make sure customers know what they're getting and they know the compatibility. A lot of the times customers, they love your listing. They like what you're talking about and what you're saying about the product. They just don't know if it works with an iPhone, if it works with an Android. Is this fit on my countertop? Is this compatible with my HVAC system? If they're not sure if it's compatible, they might hesitate and just go to a listing where maybe they don't even like it as much, but they have certainty and they have confidence that this product is going to work for them. Maybe they're time crunch for a gift. Maybe they're time crunch for a solution. It's better to just have something that they have clarity on. They know it's going to be compatible than something that they're not sure about when they need a solution same day, next day, 2-day. And so adding that clarity and confidence is huge for conversion. Our fourth example is the Oura Ring. They have created a beautiful A+ content display. And as you can see here, they've got an intro module. They're not really touching on anything unique to the value equation, but it's a beautiful intro module. It shows the product. It calls out the name. As we come down to this carousel, as you can see, what is the dream outcome of the Oura Ring? Customers want personalized insights into their health, right? That's kind of the idea. And as you can see here, right, they're calling that out, personalized health insights to help you be at your best. But what's also interesting is that as you scroll through this carousel, they're doing a lot of things very well. So size before you buy. The Oura Ring 4 sizing kit is the best way to ensure an accurate experience. With a purchase of the sizing kit, you receive a $10 Amazon credit towards your Oura Ring. So you buy this kit, they're going to give you a credit for your Oura Ring, so it's going to kind of cost you nothing. but this is a clarity and confidence play. So this is going to help dramatically, if not eliminate, the return rate. And they're calling this out here. It's actually the first image in this carousel. And I think that's very smart because they have all these different sizes, right? If you ever have purchased a ring for your hand, you know that there's, a wide range of ring sizes and it has to fit perfect. And so they know that's going to be a point of friction in e-commerce. And so they're leading with size before you buy. Here's the solution. But a lot of customers aren't going to want to just buy this thing to figure out their size. So they've included that $10 credit towards your purchase of the Oura Ring, which is smart, very smart. What else are they doing, right? Easy to wear everywhere, lower the effort and sacrifice, no interruptions. So this is a dream outcome play. Stay present without notifications on your wrist. Check out the Oura app when you want to, right? Sort of a competitor to the Apple Watch, and a compelling reason is no interruptions on your wrist. Just wear it, and when you want to check the app, check it. Be present, be with your people. What else are we doing here? Finally, built to last, value per dollar. Oura Ring 4 is fully titanium, one of the strongest metals on earth. So yes, it might be expensive, but this is something that's going to last for years, if not a decade or more, and that's going to help increase the perceived value, help push some people over the edge. Our fifth example is the loop. And remember, with all these examples, every brand has a target avatar, a target niche. They know their customer. And with the loop, they understand that they're targeting families. And so, yes, we want to touch on the dream outcome and call that out, but you first need to know who is your niche, who is your customer. And they know that very well. And so the perfect gift to keep everyone in the loop, the digital frame that's easiest to use for all of your family members. Actually using that word family, they're showing a family in the photo frame. And knowing your customer is going to allow you to write way more effective copy and show the right visuals that are going to convert. So if you have a product, think about who is your customer, not just, it's someone who likes bread baking. It's someone who likes their toast in the morning. It's someone who likes health. What is their demographic? Do they have a family? What's their income level? What are their problems? What's at stake if they don't solve the problem that they have? When you know these different things about your target audience, you're able to craft very effective content and copy that's going to push people over the edge, and your images and your copy and your premium A+ content. What sets Loop apart? They're calling out the differentiation of their brand. I think that's very smart. We're calling out simple to set up and use, right? 1, 2, 3. I love using 3-step processes in A+ content because it's a clear roadmap to how to use the product, and it increases the customer's confidence that they can use it. It makes it seem simple, especially with tech products that, maybe make the customer feel like I'm not going to be able to use this. You simplify that down. Obviously, your packaging is going to have instructions on how to use it more in depth. You might even have videos, but having a 3-step process just gives that customer the confidence they need to say, okay, set up, sit back, invite the whole family, and start sharing. I love when the last one is like just share, or enjoy your delicious bread, or enjoy your morning toast, enjoy your morning coffee. Just makes it seem so simple. So 3-step process lowers the effort and sacrifice, and just educating. Now, perceived likelihood of achievement, right? We've got logos and testimonials from credible authority, right? We have Time, Wired, Forbes. So this is a great way to give confidence and show authority. And finally, we've got a product video. If you have a product video, you should definitely include that. And like we saw with the Revolution cooking toaster example, you can actually create a unique thumbnail that actually adds to the design and kind of works seamlessly with everything else. Our last example is the hairdryer brush by Tymo. And I wanted to show this example because it's a good reminder that you don't always need over-the-top, crazy, awesome styling, design, and branding. That obviously helps. It's good. But what you want, first and foremost, is the right copywriting, the right positioning, and the right marketing, right? Marketing that works. And so in this case, we're leading with the dream outcome. They're showing their avatar, gentle styling with minimal damage. That's really the key positioning of this product. High heat versus high speed. Look at the difference in hair, right? This is what the customer wants to see. So we have lower heat and we have higher speed. And so we have less damage and we have better hair is what they're showing. We have this is sort of an us versus them example. Here we have a before and after example, right? That's what we were talking about before. Hair after, right? Way better, way better. And they're actually adding some black and white to kind of like, beef it up a little bit, make it more dramatic. Again, faster, right? We talk about time delay, right? It's not just the dream outcome of minimal damage to your hair. You also get your result faster. And so you got the Tymo versus traditional, right? 3 to 5 minutes. Here's what you're going to get. Dream outcome, right? We are showing 3 different hairstyles and dream outcomes. And they're showing, hey, look, 3 to 5 minutes versus 8 to 10, 5 to 8 versus 10 to 15, and so on, right? Dream outcome and time delay. Great. And us versus them. Before and after, again, right? Before, after, play the video. Next, you've got, again, before and after with video. Very effective. So this was just super well done. And then, calling out some of the different features here, but also easy to clean, right? Removable and easy to clean. So we're lowering that effort and sacrifice. It's not super complicated. If your product really touches on these different aspects of the value equation, just call out and make it believable. Show before and after examples. Show and call out what makes your product unique, how it solves the customer's problem in a unique way, and how it makes their life easier. How does it save them money? How does it save them time? How does it make them healthier? How does it increase their status, increase their relationships? Show these things, call these things out, and you're going to have very effective A+ content. If you're an Amazon seller and you already have your full product line on the platform, you're selling over $50,000 per month, and you want to get to the next level of growth, you want to increase your market share, but you just don't know what to do, where to get started, maybe you're frustrated with your current team or your current agency, you can click the link in the description below, book a discovery call with me and my team, and we'll just hear you out. We'll hear about your problems, we'll listen to you, and if we can help, we will put together an insight analysis where we jump on a second follow-up call and we'll present to you what we think are the best opportunities for your brand to grow. No pitch, no sales. If we think you're a good fit, we're happy to put that analysis together for you. And if you're interested in working with us, you can inquire on your own. Again, that link is in the description. You can book a discovery call and we'll just learn about your brand and hear what you're going through and how we might be able to help. So again, just click that link in the description. Finally, there's a couple recommended videos on the next page if you want to keep watching content. Thanks so much for watching.